Let's start things off in the AFC South, where the Colts are 10.5-point favorites against the Jaguars. You've got a pick for this game. Let's hear what it is and why you like the side that you like.
I'll take Indianapolis on this one because you got to give Jacksonville a lot of credit. Their defense held the Bills to only 301 offensive yards and 6 points last week. They generated 3 takeaways. I keep looking at it and go, it was a perfect setup for a trap game for Buffalo. They were in between divisional opponents. They had to fit in a road contest against an opponent they could easily underestimate, and probably a team talent-wise that probably shouldn't have underestimated because the Jaguars have been playing better relative to what they were before. Now, the Colts aren't going to take this game lightly. This is an in-division foe. They're not going to take the Jaguars lightly at all. And you had to figure that the Colts, they've run off 4 straight games of 30 or more points. They scored 27 or more points or 25 more points in 6 straight games. They put up 532 yards last week, 500 yards against the Ravens a few weeks ago. The running game has ground out 123 or more yards in 5 of the past 6 contests. They put up 2 more takeaways in all but 2 games this year. In fact, they have 11 over the past 4 weeks. I just keep seeing these elements going, okay, we're all kind of scared to pick against Jacksonville because of what they did to Buffalo last week, but this is not that game, and this is not that set of circumstances. So I will take the Colts to cover at -10.5. I might buy down to -10. I mean, well, we'll list it at 10.5, but I might, if I was a better, take it down to -10 instead of 10.5. Just take a little bit of the edge off of that just to make sure you can get that push in case it's 10. I do think, though, they'll win by probably 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, this one does sit at 10.5 right now on BetMGM, the presenting sponsor of Best on the Board. I'm in a pool where I pick every single game against the spread, Casey. I'm picking the Colts pretty easily. It's not among my 3 picks here. Could be among my 5 super contest picks. But for all the reasons you said, this Colts offense really does seem to have found its level. And then you've got Trevor Lawrence on the other side, who's going to play, but has been banged up all week since that Bills game. Hasn't got a ton of practice in. Is going, almost certainly will be starting for the Jaguars, but definitely not at 100%. And this Colts offense definitely, I mean, they started rounding a corner. It was their game against the Ravens, in fact, that they ultimately blew to the Ravens. But that was, like 5 weeks ago now, 6 weeks ago? And that was when that offense really started to figure things out and piece some things together. And now we've seen it, as you said, week after week after week, to an extent that I think we can trust that this is basically what the Colts offense is for the remainder of the season. So definitely feel good about them going into a game against the Jaguars. 10.5 is the number that we're looking at here. That's what you're going to lay for your first pick of the week.